Welcome to an RPG in a Box Basics video tutorial. In this video, we're going to take a look at how to link maps together. So you want to go from one map into another. How do you do that? So the first way is to actually link two tiles together, and I'll show you how to do that. And then once we've done that, we'll take a look at how it actually does that, so you can see how to do it manually via scripting or certain other events. So what I have here is I have two maps that I've made earlier. This one is the overworld map, and it leads off to this tile here. And then I made a map 2, which is sort of going to be the interior of this building, let's say, just for an example. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to make it so that when we step on this tile, we load into this map, and vice versa. When we go back to this map. So in order to do this, it's very simple. First of all, you need to have both maps open side by side like they are here. So if you've only got one open, like this one, just go to the Game Explorer and open your other map as well by double-clicking it, so you've got them both open. And what you want to do is you want to select one of the tiles using the Edit Select tool here in the middle, F2. So you're going to click this tile, and then you're going to switch over to your other map, and you're going to click the tile that you want to link that tile with. So we've got these two tiles selected. So in map 1 we have this tile, and in map 2 we have this tile selected. And then on any tile, it doesn't matter which, you just right click on the tile that's been selected, bring up the context menu, scroll down to where it says link with map, and in this case it will have the overworld map, because we're currently looking at the we're currently editing map 2 at the moment. But if we were to switch to the overworld map and right click on this one, it will link with map 2. Doesn't matter which one you do, it will do both ways. So if we link with map 2, you'll see that a script icon will appear above this tile. And if we go back to map 2, you'll see there's also a script icon above this tile. So it's done them both. Okay, if we save both maps and take a look at, for example, this map, this tile here, if we click it, you can see that what it's done behind the scenes is it's created a script on character enters tile. And it's a very simple script. It's just a load map command with the map file name that you want to load, and then the coordinate is the tile that you've selected. So in this case, coordinate -2 -1 this is that coordinate, -2 -1 0. And then if we look at this one, we can see it's loading overworld, it's loading the other map with the coordinate 500. And for some reason it's specified west, although you'll notice the other one has not specified a direction. We'll talk about the direction in a minute, but if we look at this tile, we can see that it's 500. So the two tiles you selected have become the destination tiles automatically for each of the two load maps. Okay, so that's how it knows to take you to here when you come back, or take you to here when you step into the building. Okay. So if we go to the Visual Script Editor for a moment and just quickly create a script so we can take a look. In fact, let's just edit the initialization script. Let's take a look at this load map node, which is what the tiles are using. We can see that it's using the map name and it's using the coordinates, but one of the tiles has filled in the direction, in this case west, so it looks like that. Whereas the other tile is using a no change, where there's no direction passed in. So what this will do, if you specify a direction, is it will override the direction that the character is facing, the player is facing, when they load into that map. So if we specified, for example, north, then when this map loads, the character will be facing that direction. So what that means is if we went back to this map, and we had a load map 2 coordinate 2010 north, when they load into this map, instead of facing this way, they'll now be facing north, which obviously doesn't make any sense, because if they've come from this direction, why would they be facing up? So when they go in this direction, we want to make sure that they're also facing in this direction when they come back. So to do that, rather than actually specifying a direction, I'm going to edit this and get rid of west, so that therefore, what it's basically doing is it's doing a no change. No change basically means whichever direction the player is facing when this request is triggered, they'll keep facing the direction they were facing beforehand. So if they were facing this way when they step onto this tile, then when they load into this map, they'll still be facing this way. So we'll continue the flow of direction. So let's make sure these are all saved, and let's go into game and confirm that these work. So here we are in the game, so we can walk around. But now if we ignore the goblin, if we step onto this tile now, it loads into map 2. We can walk around now inside map 2, and if we go and step back on the tile we teleported in from, we then leave the map. So we can now go back and forth between these two maps. And it doesn't matter if your game is free movement or grid, these should still work. So we'll just change it to free movement and test. So we're now in free movement. So if we just move away from the goblin, we can still move back and forth. Now notice how my movement is grid now that I'm in map 2. That's because we didn't use the global movement setting, we used the map setting, per map setting. So we still left this as grid mode. So we've gone from a free movement map to a grid map, but it still works. It just means that for this map, we're tied to the grid. But as soon as we leave back to map 1, we're free movement again, so we can move around. So that's pretty much how to link maps. Now, obviously, the key to it is the fact that you have an onEnters tile event. So if you wanted to create this manually, you could just click any tile. So let's say you wanted a one-way system where you don't come back, you just go to a different map. You could select this tile, for example. You would just make sure the trigger event in the script section is a character enters tile, and then you would either do a quick script, or you can make a script in the script editor and save it and then assign it here. But you could make a quick script that has a load map in it that goes to the map you want. The coordinate should be the tile you then load that map onto. And then if you want a direction when they load into that map, you can specify that as well. And then this tile and only this tile will take you to that map, and then there'd be no way back because you haven't done the same thing on the other map, if that makes sense. So for example, if we wanted a one-way system with the current link we've got, let's say we wanted to go into map 2, but we can't then come back, all you would simply do is just remove the script from this tile. So now you can go from here to here, but because we've removed the way back, they now can't go back. It should obviously also go without saying that you can put this particular command anywhere. It doesn't have to be on a tile. You could assign it to a key binding. So when you press, I don't know, the R key, you can run a script that has a load map in it. So every time you press R, it loads a particular map. You could have a startup script that randomizes a map. So it rolls a random number, and then depending on the result, loads a different map. So load map is the key to how to load different maps, but this is just to show you the linking system and how it works in the user interface of the map editor. So hopefully that's been helpful and useful. If you have any questions, feel free to ask on the Discord. But for now, that'll wrap up this video. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next tutorial.